Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips, who after a week off is just waking up, as you've just seen. How are you, Matt?
Yes, you called me off guard for a second there. It's just, so he said, "Oh, let's go." And then I thought, "Oh, yeah, give him a couple of minutes," and all of a sudden, bang, he's in.
Here we are. Let's
He's
go.
off.
It's a new era post your week off where you've had a bye and you're a bit slow to wake up, but momentum's
forgot
still
how this
going
works.
strong. We'll stop making footy references though. We'll get to the topic at hand. It is our patched updates episode where we talk about all the games we've been playing lately, and I'm actually going to kick things off this time. Normally we quite obviously throw over to you because I don't know,
Or
hosting
Damo,
sort of
or it's
stuff.
usually Damo or me that goes first. Never Paul. Maybe it happened once before. It has happened once before when Paul was in an episode by himself.
Yeah, that's right. Did I? Yeah, I patched updates myself, didn't I?
You patched yourself.
That was the time. Look, I remember that episode now. Actually, that went surprisingly okay considering I was just talking to myself for
40 minutes,
whatever it
20,
was. Did
30
I go
minutes.
40 minutes? Holy shit!
No, I don't think so.
That would have been a fair effort. No, only because I've basically got more or less nothing to talk about. Stuff that is either kind of officially in a review or stuff that I have very little to say about. So, I've got kind of two games really that I've been playing over the course of the month, and they are both Nintendo titles. They are both for review. So I guess kind of kicking things off.
So I'm gonna say just to say something. I think it's gonna be a lot of Nintendo games this month. I've
Yeah.
got Nintendo games as well.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But sorry, I'm jumping in early, or usually I jump
Well,
in here, but no,
You could
it's
be about to steal my thunder with one of them, then, depending on
I highly doubt it.
Strikers.
No,
Okay. Well, you should totally get on that because Mario Strikers is one of the games that I've been playing, and Mario Strikers is really really cool. Battle League, the newest one on the Switch, and it's the first time we've seen one since the Wii. It's been like 15 years.
Wii or GameCube?
No Wii. The original was on the GameCube, and then Charged was on the
Oh right.
on the Wii, and that's kind of the one that everyone adores the most. And Nintendo seemed to have a bit of an issue with because they almost made the Mario and the Mushroom Kingdom kind of characters look a little bit too aggressive through it. That they didn't really like the tone of the whole thing.
But they like evil Luigi in Mario Kart. That's fine. But no.
Well, that one seems to be cracks until the internet got its hands on that.
Hey, you should never trust the internet on anything. They'll find problems where you never thought problems existed, and then you look at that going, shit.
Yeah, so I mean, like Strikers is fantastic. What I haven't been able to do is spend a lot of time with it post launch, where the leagues are going every week. There's a new kind of season. You know how like we get our different seasons of content across. Halo, for example, is almost a year out, and they're into they've barely started their second season. Well, Mario Strikers is having a season every second week. And not like, I guess when we talk about that, the nature of the content is way less. Like you're not getting this ridiculous amount of shit that you're constantly on the hamster wheel. But there's like a new kind of set of skins that you can unlock and
So it's pretty much like the Switch Sports thing. Same thing.
No. So like the skins and stuff, or the gear, I should say specifically, is all stuff that's kind of baked into the game from the get-go. So it's an opportunity to continue to raise more money to buy that and allow you to kind of customize your characters the way you want. The cool thing about the gear, which if you only play the game for a few hours at the beginning, you may not even give it any sort of time to begin with, as you're kind of going through like the cup battles mode, for example, where you're just taking on other Mushroom Kingdom characters in different battles soccer matches, I should say, and you win, lose or draw or whatever. But when you get to the next tier, so you kind of finish that initial cup, then all of a sudden the people you go up against have, and again these are all still NPC stuff, they've all suddenly got gear on, and the gear kind of adjusts your technique, it adjusts your strength, your speed, all those sort of things. So you could, like, depending on how you want to outfit, and the characters won't visibly look any different in terms of like their size or height or any of those sorts of things. But you could have Bowser, for example. It's in all this gear that helps boost his speed, and so you when you do actually play against other people, whether it's local co-op or online, you might line up against him and go, oh shit, okay, looks like they're going for a team full of heavies, because you might see Bowser and Donkey Kong and Wario and all those sorts of people on the team. You go, sweet, okay, I'll go with really fast moving characters to go up against that, only to find out that the gear that those characters, that Bowser, DK and whatnot, are all wearing is all stuff that actually makes them super, super fast. So they're just tearing around the pitch as well, with still a bit of a weight advantage. Not as much, because you kind of sacrifice. There's a lot of kind of, you sacrifice this to get this sort of stuff with the gear. It's all very balanced in that regard. But you can totally throw off other players because they think one thing, it turns out it's completely the other, and then you can totally cash in on that. So the gear system is pretty cool. And yeah, it's just like through those kind of weekly or fortnightly kind of cups, it's just the opportunity to kind of make as much bank as you can, and then spend on more gear, and again continue to customize and work out the best loadout for your team or your squad that you kind of take out typically. So I mean that kind of works pretty cool. But yeah, I haven't been able to try that out since the game launched because of my other game that I was playing, which was Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which we really need Damo for.
I thought you always pause there trying to figure out what was after the threes, like three
Fire Emblem, three houses.
Three
houses is the core game, and then Warriors 3 Hopes, which I've
Hyrule Emblem.
Yeah, Dragon Quest, Warriors.
3 houses, 3 dragons. No wait, that's Game of Thrones. That's not.
But in the case of that one, I guess, look, hopefully by the time this episode goes live, the review should also be up. I got held up a little bit, kind of at the back end of that review embargo period, so I didn't actually hit the embargo with it, but I'm done with the game. Just haven't had a chance to actually get the review out there, thanks to some work circumstances and other bits and pieces along the way. So I guess now that the review embargo is up, the game is fantastic. It is really, really good. It might even be the best kind of Musou game that I've ever played. That Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors. Ooh. Again, Dragon Quest has done it. Hyrule Warriors has done it. It might be the best one of the lot because it really pulls a lot of those systems from Fire Emblem across, like 3 houses specifically, across. There's a couple that I think, like the relationship building stuff that's not really all that impactful at all, and really kind of just feels like it's there because they needed to tick the box. But there's a lot of the other systems that come across that really do kind of complement what the Fire Emblem experience is like. So I was pretty happy kind of playing through that one. And again, kind of stay tuned, people, for the written review on the Player 2 website really, really soon. So again, hopefully out by the time this episode goes out as well. Beyond that, it's all kind of, I mean, last month when we spoke, I think I mentioned that I was playing Super Perils of Baking. I can't remember if I was allowed to talk about that at the time.
I don't think so.
I was definitely
same again. I think you had some problems of 2 embargo games you couldn't talk of or speak of.
Yeah, it might have been.
I think one was Mario Strikers, which
one was Strikers and one would have been Perils, I'm guessing. I don't know. It could have been Fire Emblem. I had Fire Emblem before I had Strikers, but Fire Emblem had so much time on it that I focused on Strikers first, and then look, it came back to bite me because I couldn't get the review out in time. But yeah, look, I guess, okay, we'll toss Super Perils of Baking in there. It's a really awesome, I mean, it comes from Lilimo Games. That's Colin Moriarty and his team. Barry Johnson doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, but a lot of people know it because of Colin Moriarty being the very high-profile kind of games commentator that he is. I mean, it's a really great kind of Super Nintendo era Mario title in a lot of ways, but obviously with a kind of baking sort of thing. There's cookies and all sorts of shit that you're taking out. Imagine the cookies being your Goombas, for example.
Goombas?
They've gone for, like, there's a PS4 and a PS5 version. Like, I guess on the Xbox, maybe there's an Xbox One and an Xbox Series, different SKU, the way they kind of play it there. But with I guess what I appreciate in this is kind of the trophy side of things again. But like the PS4 version now, which I haven't actually gone to try it, but the way they design the trophy list makes the game a far easier sort of experience and doesn't kind of push you to try anything too drastic or too crazy. But the way they design the trophy list for the PS5 version specifically is meant to be kind of the far more hardcore sort of version of it. The game isn't any more or less difficult, but what they ask of you through the trophy list gets you to go to kind of these weird other corners of each level that you would probably never have thought to go and explore. There's cool challenges that are there as a result. Like the trophies kind of steer you towards some of the coolest parts of the game that are kind of deliberate Easter eggs and hidden there for you, but it's really quite clever in that respect. Everything else beyond that, because some of those little things I didn't really know about when I was reviewing the game in the first place, it's only stuff that I kind of learnt about after the fact. The core game itself, again, my review there speaks to it in full. And I guess the final thing then I can kind of shout out very, very briefly is the fact that thanks to PlayStation Australia, they sent me a little bit of money to go and subscribe to play. Well, yeah, they kind of dumped some money
PlayStation giving out money. What?
Basically because they can't just. I think it's all back end shit. Normally we get codes and stuff for games, but they can't give me a code for 3 months of PlayStation Plus Deluxe. So they sent me 3 months worth of money to. They put that on the account, and then I was able to go and subscribe to Deluxe from there. So I've just kind of been dabbling with the classics so far. I haven't really gone diving into the kind of the PS4 side of things and try out some games that I missed along the way, or same sort of deal with PS5. But I've only had it a day or two, so I kind of tried out Super Stardust Portable, which was the first entry on the PSP. I've been playing Ape Escape, but I've only just started that one, which I never played back in the day. I never played Ape Escape, so I'm kind of getting to see what the fuss is about.
The one game that everyone wanted that the PlayStation never gave the people.
Oh, on the classic.
Well, it wouldn't work on a classic. Doesn't have any analog sticks.
Yeah, so we can't give
Smart idea that was.
There's half the games taken off the table. Just, yeah, dumbasses. So yeah, I'm kind of dabbling with that. I've got that installed. I've got Siphon Filter installed. I went back and tried Echo Chrome, which was kind of a perspective puzzler from back on the PSP, which broke my brain just like it did back in the day. So I gave that about 20 minutes and moved on. Like, oh yeah, I'm not going to put myself through this again. Very good game, but holy shit, there's a lot going on with that. I think there's merit in that sort of game, that game potentially coming, or that franchise potentially coming back somewhere in the future. But it upset me just trying that out again. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think I'll probably have more to say about Deluxe next month when I actually get a little bit more time with it. So I'll throw everything over to you. You've got far more games to talk about than I, and we're both just kind of sitting here waiting on Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. So
we definitely are. Okay, so first game now, you've played this as well, Paul. Just you might have forgotten about it.
Ooh, I've forgotten about.
Oh, well, it was only a demo, but I gave it a go. It was Hellsinger.
Oh yeah. I wasn't going to shout out demos. There's a bunch of demos that I've also got Play 2 plays for on the channel.
Yeah, I gave that a play. I thought, free demo. I'll give it a go. Now I'm just umming and ahhing. Do I buy it in September?
So you're not completely sold?
Oh no, I'm sold. It's just thinking, oh man, it's just another game I'm gonna purchase that I haven't. It's just probably gonna sit in the list of things. So I'll probably just wait I'll wait till September, and then I'll think about it even more, and then I'll probably just buy it anyway. This is a guy who purchased all 3 games of Dark Souls as.
Oh, I can't wait for you to start talking about Dark Souls.
3 for the price of 1. That's how I got it. Nothing like a good sale.
But you enjoyed it then as well, which is good.
I enjoyed it, yeah. Which it's a good game to figure out if you have any rhythm or not, and I clearly have some sort of rhythm, because I didn't know what the hell was going on to start off with. I was just like, what are these little arrow things doing and all this stuff, and all the configuring.
Yeah, that's a weird targeting reticle.
Like, what is that? And then I thought, oh right, so it's like Guitar Hero, except you just use one button. That's
yeah.
And then I sort of got the hang of it. I was like, oh, now I know how this works. It's going to suck for people who just are trigger happy with the mouse. It's just no rhythm whatsoever, and you try to figure out why your monsters won't die.
Or as fast as they should be.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously referenced the fact that I've kind of played it. Like, I tried that demo out, and that was a hard demo to play when you're trying to capture. Like, I had it running through. I probably should have, because there was a PC demo as well. I should have just loaded up that version, because then I'm not running through a capture card and then into a PC. The difficulty I had there was I was playing on console, ran it through the capture card into the PC, so the layers of latency that were created as a result built up the fact that my timing was horrendous. I think if I remember the stats at the end of the demo, or when I died and wrapped up the Player 2 plays, I think I was hitting about 40%. timing wise.
40. Oh man, that's quite low.
Yeah, and I think most of that was because trying to get that timing right. Like, and I guess you'd remember from the beginning where they double check a bit Guitar Hero sort of style. Like,
I didn't have any idea what those beep was. I was like, what am I doing? I was randomly pressing the mouse button for no reason. Then it said your latency's 500. Like, what? Look, my internet's not even that slow. I mean, I'm not that slow.
So,
and then I realized, like, oh right, I now know.
Yeah.
I now understand why. Yeah, but when September comes around, I'll have a think about it.
Yeah, and I won't be capturing it. I'm just going to play on console and just enjoy the experience as it should.
And then the next one, you referenced it again just before.
Oh, look at me go.
Yeah, I was just getting back into some, or I'll call it training, and that is Monster Hunter Rise. I haven't played the game for a year, and oh man, I've forgotten everything to do. I'm just there going running like, yeah, this is big monster, I'll go take it down. 2 minutes later, dead, fainted, done, fail. I was like, oh man. Back to the start.
Alright, that's it. I'm going after Pookie. That'll do.
Pookie, or that stupid other thing that carries an egg around. I can't remember what it's called. Just go take on some woggies or those jagger wood lizard things. Take on a small enemy. Or those cats. The cats just roam around.
Coolyaku was the no. Coolyaku is a Monster Hunter monster, but I can't remember.
Jaggerus?
Jaggerus is kind of those little yellow crawly ones.
The
giant Jaggerus that you see in World.
There's baggies and woggies and I don't know what they're called, but yeah. So then I got back into it. I thought, yeah, I've got this now, and then realized I was going to pre-order the Sunbreak from like JB, EB. I was trying to figure out why it was $20 cheaper on the Nintendo store than it was the stores.
Yeah.
Then I found out why. Because when you buy that, you also get the full Monster Hunter Rise game with a download token for Sunbreak. So I thought, well, I don't need the game again. I'll just go and get it on the Nintendo store. So as of Friday, which would probably, 3 days from when this episode goes up, hopefully I'll be ready. Because I've got to get the Hunter Ranker 7 first before I can get to...
Oh, so you haven't actually finished the main campaign yet?
No, I haven't finished the main campaign. I just haven't done all the hub stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, let me know if you need to. I mean, I'll be shaking.
Oh, no, I'm
close.
I'm close anyway. I'm close to 7. I just got to do 2 more monster takedowns, whatever you want to call. But they're all like those really tough monsters that I don't want to touch.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Like the bubble monster, my arch nemesis.
Yeah, old
I took that on again. I thought, yeah, I've got this, and died again. I thought, not again. So the one monster I have to get defeated by is that stupid bubble monster. Every damn time.
I've gone blank on its name, but
it's like starts with M. It's a Shih Tzu, a Mitsu.
Yeah, that's Mizutsune.
Yeah, because I thought, oh yeah, I know that monster. I can take it down no time. And it was not the monster I thought it was. I thought, damn, it's a stupid
bubble beamed your ass into oblivion.
Just hydro pumps me. It's like a bloody Pokemon. But then I ran out of money because I spent all my money on weapons to get bigger, better weapons and better armor because I was getting absolutely destroyed. Then I got my big armor, went back to a lower rank and then started bullying those poor monsters that had no chance. So I could get those dollary dues and get more weapons. Which is good.
And the cycle keeps going and yeah, we'll get
the process
ready for June 30.
Yeah, June 30. I'll be ready. Well, should be ready.
We'll see what
just
happens.
Gotta remember. I forgot. I'm disappointed. I forgot to get my Sonic. Free Sonic.
Oh, no. What are we going to do?
I don't really care. Don't really care, to be honest. Someone had it in the game I was doing a fight with. I thought that was the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen. So one person had a Sonic cat thing. I forget what they're called. And the Palamute was the Nintendog's Labrador. I thought, why the hell would you want a Labrador? A Labrador. Like, you got all this fancy armor and that. You want to just go a Labrador. That's just stupid. But
people do what they do.
People do it. And then, what was my next game? Right. A game that you gave me a long, long time ago for free from someone else, which you did put in a letterbox, which I picked up for your place. Never played it until now, which was the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Thanks, Kat.
Yes, thank you, Kat. And oh man, I played Resident Evil 0 back in the day. I'm so glad that the fixed camera thing is no longer a thing in games.
Oh yeah.
Because I would go absolutely insane. Just like you go run, shoot, and then all of a sudden it goes back to the other camera angle. Go, oh no, don't go there.
Yeah, the fact that you can still swing it around.
Yes, but the one thing I've got to learn to stop doing is shooting zombies.
You get a little bit too trigger happy. You're wasting all your bullets.
Well, I'm going for the head, but it's just it takes about 7 bullets just to take one down. It's like I need those bullets for something important, like taking off Mr. X's hat when I get around to it.
Good.
I need bullets for that. And run away.
Did we have that chat recently? That you needed to do that?
Yeah, off air we did. You said something about Mr. X and say, you haven't got Mr. X yet. You can't kill him, but just shoot off his hat. I thought, okay, I'll keep that in mind. That is the aim of the game. Just shoot off his hat.
Shoot off the hat and
I'm done. No more need to play the game anymore. Just shoot off the hat.
I managed to get it the first time I saw him just because I was aiming for a headshot. Missed and got his hat, knocked his hat off.
Because when you're saying Mr. X,
and moved on.
Yeah, because I was kind of getting confused because I was googling Mr. X.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, and it kept saying, "Oh, you only see Mr. X in the second playthrough." That was the old game.
Yeah.
That was when you do a second playthrough. That's where the confusion was coming in. It was like, hey, well, but Paul would have played it a second time. I thought, surely there's like something's going on here.
Yeah,
I found out.
I did do 2 runs, but that's because I was reviewing it.
Yeah, but then I found out that no matter what, you're going to see Mr. X, no matter what. So I'm not there yet. I don't know how close I am.
Yeah, you got to be close because I feel like Mr. X was pretty early in the game.
Well, what have I got to do? I've got to find a fuse. That's all I've got to do. To open up a door to get a key card to get out of the car park. That's my goal at the moment.
Yeah.
Because that's where you first see Mr. X's hand and he squashes some guy's head like a balloon.
Oh, so you've seen that? You've seen that bit? You just haven't had to deal with Mr. X yet.
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
But we're getting close.
Oh yeah, you're real close.
And can't wait to play it on. See some more awkward conversations between Claire and Leon. It's weird smiles. I don't know. It just
trying to make him flirt, but not doing a good. Yeah,
but it just looks weird. Just the smiling. I don't know if it's the animation or what. I'm just looking at it going, that doesn't look right. It just doesn't look natural. Is she a zombie already? I don't know. But then I'm starting to look at all the details in there, looking at the computer going, that's a big screen. It's like, gotta remember, this is 1998. That was normal back in the day.
Big fat CRTs and
it would explain why I haven't seen any mobile phones, because they didn't really exist back in 1998. Unless you had like a massive battery and someone to carry it for you.
Yeah, and an extremely long line.
That too. But that's where I am so far, and I will continue that because there will be a. Yeah, that's exactly had to hold it as well. Sometimes you need 2 people to hold it.
Glad we never came up in that era.
Oh, we're just on the brink of it. Then
yeah,
the turn of the millennium happened, and then things just for some reason got smaller. Then the decade went on.
3310.
Yeah, Snake, and then all of a sudden when it hit 2010. Things just started to get bigger again. It's like, oh, we need a screen and make it as big as your TV. Like, you don't need a phone that big.
No.
You might as well just get an iPad. It does the same thing. It's like people taking selfies with their TV saying, here's my phone, new phone. Just hugging it. But no, Resident Evil 2 will be a play 2 plays.
Oh, very good.
It will not be, I've already fixed it up. There's no stuff ups like I did with Alan Wake.
Oh, full playthrough.
Full playthrough, yes.
Sweet.
But no, there's no stuff ups this time like I did with Alan Wake. I've learned from that, and we moved on. Then, this was like well, I got it on the weekend. I gave it a go. It was cheap. It was on sale. Well, it wasn't cheap. It was on sale. New Pokemon Snap.
Oh yeah, okay. What do you think of it?
Man, I'm only up to like the first area. We'll say first area. We'll say first level.
Zone, whatever.
Day or night or whatever. I reckon out of the 20 odd Pokemon I saw, I reckon I only know about 2 of them.
Oh, right. Which is crazy because you've basically played every generation, as we've learned.
Well, not all of them, just some. The only thing I've seen, just
And you,
so the other ones I remember are, I think it's Caterpie, the caterpillar. I think that's what it is. I hope it is. I was gonna say centipede, but that's a movie. We will not talk about that.
yep.
Magic Carp, as you always. You don't forget Magic Carp.
The classic.
And of course we've referenced it many times on this podcast. Budoof. And I think they're the only three I know. And then there's that tiny Pikachu one. I don't know if it's a Pichu or there's another Chew after that. I can't remember. There's too many bloody Pikachu related things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But,
I mean, yeah. Pikachu's a staple. Pichu was always going to be there, really.
Oh yeah, but I do enjoy it. It's just pretty much, let's be honest, it's pretty much like Pokemon Snap with updated graphics from 20 plus years ago.
Like
you
one
still
or
have
two
the Apple
newer mechanics, but it's pretty much the same.
You now have a digital camera. For some reason, it only holds 60 photos. Don't know why. It's a digital camera. Should be able to take as many photos as you can.
Exactly. That's
Don't
not a
know
question.
why.
It's Nintendo.
Makes no sense. Oh yeah, there was this weird bull with an afro. I don't know. That was like, what the hell's that?
A what?
It was like a Taurus. This is where I'm going back 20 years with an afro, and I was scratching. What the hell is that thing?
I can picture the one. I couldn't tell you its name because I reckon that would have been introduced.
Yeah, me either. I paid no attention. All I looked, some of the Pokemon had stupid names like Ducklet. Is that the best name you could come up with for a duck? A baby duck?
It's not bad.
Ducklet.
Psychic Duck was called Psyduck. Like,
yeah, fair point, but it's just Ducklet. So it's like you're not putting any effort into
yeah,
it.
There's probably less effort put into that one.
You might as well just have a tree Pokemon, just call it Tree. And there's your Pokemon, or Stick. It evolves into Tree, or Bush, whatever you want to. Don't tell me.
Yeah, I don't really have much there. Yeah, you're kind of right.
So you look at that face, I thought, oh, please don't tell me there's a Pokemon called Stick.
No, but I was trying to think of anything that was like that bland.
Don't worry, I reckon if I keep playing, I'll find something incredibly bland. I'll just laugh at it.
Love Kiss.
Love Kiss?
I think, is that the right? Love Disc.
I love Disc.
It's like something in the shape of a disc, but it's a heart-shaped disc, so it's Love Disc.
Oh, they're getting creative, the old Pokemon people. Game Freaks, I think there's...
Yeah, Game Freak. And the
Game Freak, not Game Freaks. And then I played that, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go back and play Pokemon Snap. Because that is on the Nintendo online. And I think I played it for 40 minutes. I reckon I almost finished it. I didn't realize how short it was.
It was such a quick
game. I was just looking and going, oh yeah, I remember this back in the day. I remember half the stuff anyway. It's just like, oh, this Pokemon's here. You throw the ball, it goes in the water, it turns into something else, blah, blah, blah.
Here or whatever, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find. Where is the Gyarados? I remember there's a Gyarados somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there was. I definitely couldn't remember that.
If it was in the first one, I don't know. But man, I didn't realize how short it was. And Professor Oak is so harsh on my photos. It's like, oh yeah, this is a good photo. It's in the center. It's up close, and Professor Oak's like, nah, it's okay. Like, what? Like, I can't get any better, Professor Oak.
Yeah, like, I'm glad you're not in new Pokemon Snap.
So I'm glad you're not in the new one, because otherwise you'd be absolutely blasting me. If I put on some silly filters and smiley faces and all this stuff, I looked at that and go, I was like, that is just stupid. Then I realized I'm an old man. There's all these young kids that do that crap. Young whippersnappers that do all that stuff, and I just looked at it and went, no, get off my lawn. I'm not touching it. Go straight in the bin if there was a choice. So that was all Pokemon stuff.
I feel like we're dancing around, and I don't know if it's next on your list, but I'm sure there was a conversation about Dark Souls coming.
I think so. No, because we had that conversation. Yeah, we had that conversation a couple of weeks ago. I haven't gone any further up since then.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's why. I said the little site said roll off for a secret, I rolled off, and that's as far as I got because I was like, I got stitched up.
Yeah, right.
But that's probably later in the year somewhere. I don't know where or when, but I'll probably have to start again because I'm going to forget everything.
Well, and there's The Witcher 3 still to deal with somewhere along the way.
Oh, no. And The Witcher 2.
Look, for what it's worth, I still haven't gone Final Fantasy 9 yet for my platinum yet. I think that was my thing.
All right, we've still got 6 months.
Yeah, nothing.
Still plenty of time. Plenty of time. And then
it's starting to fill out. Finally,
started to feel it. All these games will just come out of nowhere, as they always do. This was a quiet month too, and here you are with your 3 games. Your 2 to 3 games. Oh, don't worry, it's a quiet month. I can catch up on some games.
Completely obliterated me.
It's all right. Those kids are on school holidays now, and
that's this 2 weeks. That's just
2
started.
weeks.
Oh,
get another 3 games you can finish.
Even tomorrow, like my wife and kids are going off to the zoo with some of their friends. Like, that's a few hours.
Win. And then my final game of the month, the one I've been playing a goddamn lot of. The one that we can finally, when it's all done and dusted, we can finally do our silly ranking thing of Assassin's Creed games.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Good.
Which is Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I mean, without showing your hand for the rankings when we eventually do that, like, what are you thinking?
Oh, it's going to go high-ish. I've been getting, as always in all Assassin's Creed games, for the last 3 of them, I'm getting distracted.
Yeah, there's so much shit to do.
Like, all this treasure, I've got to get that. What armor is this? I want to collect them all. It's like Pokemon, except in armor form.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, armor, I want to see what that is. And all that.
Valhalla's still the one out of the entire Assassin's Creed like core franchise that I still haven't finished. And at this point, I don't think I ever will. So,
well, I've played about 70 hours of it, but that easily could have been down less if I wasn't getting distracted with all its silly stories and for some stupid reason decided to take an anvil from my village all the way to what they call London. I walked the entire way. It is a long way, I can tell you that much.
How long did it take you?
I reckon it took me 15 minutes of walking. I thought,
yeah, right, good.
But the stupid thing is, like, I didn't think, I was like, why didn't I just take a boat? It would have been so much more easier. I could have just
plenty of like canals and stuff.
Follow it, and just press the Y button or triangle button, just let it go. Just walk off. Don't worry about it. Instead of getting attacked by goons everywhere.
Drop the anvil
and start fighting them.
Yeah, you didn't think that one through.
No, I did think halfway through, God, I should have. But the stupid thing was, I put it on a boat to go across the river, then got off the boat and started walking. That's how dumb of an idea it was. So I only realised halfway through going, I probably should just use the boat. Would have made so much more sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's
so it's all right. I did for one. I got 3 more to deliver. I'm using a boat next time. No walking this rubbish again. That was a silly idea.
Lessons were learned.
Lessons were learned. And it's a good thing I figured it out on the first one, not after do the last one and just go, probably should have used the boat. But so far, so good. I do enjoy it. It's like all your Assassin's Creed games. Same old, same old.
Yeah, still like really good quality, but not really bringing that much new to the table.
Well, I would say the story kind of interests me a little bit because there's this, what we call a dilemma.
Yeah.
Of this, something that is going to happen, but it's more the question of how it happens, and you sort of want to
piece together,
figure it out. But instead, I just get distracted and go wander off and do other things. Yeah. And also, I think I did some random thing. I don't think it was even part of the story, but there was a familiar face from a previous game.
Yes.
Wait.
Do you mean like the Cassandra DLC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had
things about that DLC. I haven't tried it out, obviously.
Yeah, it's just out of nowhere. I thought, hang on a second. I was like, I know that outfit anywhere. And then all of a sudden, there is Cassandra. I was like, no way.
Yeah, because I haven't played it, I haven't checked it, but surely like there's some weird time jumps and stuff that they can kind of do with, because it's DLC, to kind of make that one work. Because I don't think the time, the eras of time definitely don't overlap.
Oh no, there is a reason why she's there. I kind of remembered it when I saw it. Like, oh yeah, that thing. Because I'll if you don't understand, I'll talk about it off air so it doesn't. Well, she's
fair
there,
enough. All right.
but yeah. And I decided to go the female Eivor.
Yep.
Because any choice that there's a female, if there's a male or female choice, I'm always going the female choice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I don't want the same boring generic male character as in most games. It's like, especially in Assassin's Creed games, like it's the same thing. I don't care.
With Assassin's Creed, I've kind of found myself alternating. Like,
There was that choice too.
Syndicate, if I had the choice with Syndicate, I would have just focused on Evie alone. Like Evie and Jacob Fry, I would have gone with Evie. Evie's way cooler.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't have a choice in Origins. That was Bayek. I went with Cassandra in Odyssey, but then I went with male Eivor in Valhalla. So I don't know. Whatever, just kind of whoever just speaks to me most at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
Cassandra was so much.
I was umming and ahhing about. It's like, oh, you can switch in between. I was like, nah. It's one or the other. I don't care about.
Make my choice. That's it.
So, does that mean like female Eivor gets a beard if you switch over, or no? I don't know how it all works.
We're in a very fluid world anyway, so who's to say it's not possible regardless? Well, time zones probably the era of time doesn't allow something.
All those historians will say, nah, it's not a thing. You're like, shut your face. You weren't there.
You never know. Besides, in some of these old Viking things and pirate shows, they absolutely take the piss out of. Look, in those cases, they definitely take the piss out of like bearded ladies and all those sorts of things. So, like clearly, there were women out there like capable of growing facial hair. So, and I'm sure most of them weren't just the punchline of the movie or I guess the people of that era. So, yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing. Like, who knows? I'm pretty sure Vikings just didn't drink all the time and just get into punch-ons with each other. Probably did. Who knows? Let's be honest, nothing's changed then if that's the case.
Yeah, society's in the shitter just as much.
Yeah, nothing's changed. Except they just had wooden mugs back there, not glass.
Yeah, we are down the shitter over here.
Yeah.
Well, what do you see yourself playing over the next month? Obviously, you'll be continuing on with Eivor
with Valhalla
and.
But I think mainly it's going to be Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak. I think that's probably the main focus. It is Sunbreak, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Sunbreak. Yeah, DLC is Sunbreak.
I'll say there's so many things with the word sun in it. I'll just maybe some more Pokemon Snap and see if I can remember any of those other Pokemon. Try to figure out and go, oh, I remember you. Which is not a high possibility.
Yeah, based on what we've said so far, doesn't seem like there'll be too many.
Okay. Maybe just another side duck, next door ducklet, next door swan.
Yeah. Called Swanee.
Swanee. What a quality name that is. Swanee.
Ex-Collingwood player Dane Swan.
Or anyone whose last name is Swan.
And is also Australian, because that's the only, that's our thing, sticking the Y on the end.
Sticking a Y or an IE on the end of people's names.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how it works.
That's how we roll. But yeah, I'm with you. There's still not a huge amount. I guess I'll add to that. Like Stray comes out, and I think we spoke about after the PlayStation, the PlayStation stream from a few weeks back that I'm now a little bit more interested in that than I was back when they first showed it off. So, and it's gonna be since I've got
and being with
Plus, it's free.
And since PlayStation gave you that money.
The 3 months.
You can actually go play it.
Yeah, it's free, so can't complain either way. We may even get early access for review codes and all those sorts of things too, so we'll just see how it all shakes out. But yeah, I guess outside of that, there was that kind of had a comic booky motion comic style that was announced at the Xbox showcase.
Ah, yes, I know the one you're talking about.
As Dusk Falls, I think is the name. Maybe that comes out the same day as Stray, so I'm kind of keen to check that out as well. But yeah, I'm not adding a hell of a lot to the list that you haven't already mentioned. It's definitely going to be a big Monster Hunter month, and I'm pretty excited by
slaying those monsters and forgetting what to do.
We'll get Damo on board sometime for an episode, or maybe even to join us for a player 2 plays or something like that along the way.
Get the pro player in against to help the two noobs.
Well, I was definitely smashing it by the time I finished Rise, but yeah, I mean, I'll be even more rusty than you by the time I get back.
Yeah,
So.
I was the same too. I was just, we'll say, not the best way to say it was killing it.
Yeah.
So like just slaying monsters left, right, center. Come back, I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I was getting my games mixed up, trying to like do the grapple hook. I was like, wait, no, that's the wrong game. That's Rise. No, that's World, not Rise.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
grapple
There's some of
hook.
those like system things, yeah, mechanics in those that can be a bit of an issue too. I mean, I remember, and I mean, we've spoken about this on the show. Like when Kat, when she was still like when she was working with Turn Left, sent me the code for Iceborne for Monster Hunter World. I went to go like jump into that, but I hadn't actually finished World at that point, and because by installing Iceborne, that kind of locked me into a server that was just for people who actually owned Iceborne. So when I was like, oh shit, I've got to finish the main campaign and get myself up to speed. Like I was trying to get myself up to speed and get myself up to scratch, but I wasn't.
That is pain. I did that too. It was like, oh, it's torture unless you send out for help because there's that big.
I couldn't because I was in a server with just Iceborne people.
Yeah, there's that big green monster that blows out plasma fire.
Yeah,
that was absolute hell.
I was in a world with just Iceborne people, and most of them were playing Iceborne because that's the stuff that they're all there to review, whereas I still needed to finish off the core world experience. So I had to solo it in the end and just was smashing my head against a wall trying to just get back into that rhythm again. Finally got through it and then blitzed Iceborne as fast as I possibly could, but at least had a little bit of help at that particular stage. But yeah, that was a time. Whereas at least in the case of Rise, I got through the entire campaign, so I am ready to go. And I've kind of dabbled with little bits and pieces in like the first month that the game came out with some of the post-launch stuff. But yeah, it's still going to be a bit of a learning curve to get myself up to speed again, like it has been for you so far from the look of it. But at least you can jump online with people, send out an SOS, or jump into other people's games where they're completing
I just jump into other people's games. I can't bother like calling out SOS. I was like, screw it, I'll go to another game.
Yeah, just go find someone who's doing the one you need to do.
I mean, the worst part is if you go into a game. I went into a game the other day. It's like, right, ready to go, and about 10 seconds in, they completed the mission. I was like, oh, I now feel bad. I just come in there, taking their share of the money, and I just bugger off with a quarter of their earnings. Just thank you very much. I'm out of here.
It's good stuff.
And they still give me a like. I think, no, you don't give me a like. I don't deserve a like.
You got voted MVP.
So don't do that.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up there. Like I said, we'll look to try and get Damo on board sometime over the course of the month to talk, maybe even for updates next month to talk about Monster Hunter Sunbreak with us. Look out next week. Jamie Penning is, well, we're hoping anyway. Jamie Penning is coming back on the show again, so we'll be looking to line up a Nintendo topic. Hopefully this rumoured Nintendo Direct comes along, and so we'll have a lot to kind of dissect with him. Otherwise, we'll... Well, Matto and I have been talking about it, Jamie. I know you're listening right now. We'll have a Zelda tier maker episode, and it's majority rules, so enjoy Breath of the Wild getting an F, or at least being like the worst game on the list. I hope you can cope with that if that's the path.
2-to-1 ratio.
Just majority rules, that's it. It's an F, done. And he just hangs up the call and doesn't come back. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes more Patched, Player 2 plays, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Awesome stuff there. Please subscribe and go and check it out. As Matto said himself, there's a Resident Evil 2 playthrough coming. So stay tuned for that as well whenever we roll it out. Matt Hewson's Jade Empire one just finished this weekend. So
well, after that Jade Empire one, it would have been Alan Wake, but I stuffed it up.
So we'll work out when Resident Evil, like maybe I'll try and buy a little bit of time for you over the course of the next couple of weekends to give you some time for it, or we'll roll it out straight away. We'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. Visit the website player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patch, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. Again, my review of Fire Emblem should be there by now. Fingers crossed. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au. Kick a few bucks, lower tiers, early access. I stuffed that up.
I was gonna say, you sounded confused for a second, thinking you weren't even sure. Like, is that the right one?
Like, where I lost my Patreon.com/player2au. Yeah. Kick it a few bucks, lower tiers, early access, high tiers, multi-episode exclusives, and finally, there's Twitter. Matto
_Phil.
Paul James Games for me. The website is player2au. And until next week, we'll be all monster hunted out. And we'll be upsetting Jamie if we're talking Zelda. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you later.
Oh, just Breath of the Wild. We just give it a straight up F.
It's an F now.
It's an F. No matter what.
Tune in for the heartbreak.